device.
Do you need 2 chairs here?
Pardon? No, just one will do. Thank you. Can we also have to close the door? You are cold, right?
Yeah.
Have you pressed the...
Yeah.
Okay, so good morning, Mr. Cole. Would you like to introduce yourself to us?
My name is Toby. I'm a year 4 student majoring in economics and information system. I have a strong background in machine learning and also some data analysis as well. I utilize different tools to do the work as well, and I have several research projects collaborated with some with other students and also some personal projects as well.
Okay, so can you talk a little bit about the projects, what kind of projects that you did?
Sure. One of the research projects I've done is collaborating with the speech science lab in HKU. We actually utilize spectrograms, which is some sort of image representation of audio, and we try to utilize it and build a prediction model on whether people are suffering from voice disorders or not. And we yield a pretty good results, and as the only member that have a background in statistics and the machine learning, I think I have done a pretty good job. We yield 89% accuracy.
Oh, okay. So based on these experience, how
is kind of a 2D image that we have processed it. And in your company, you use the OCT 3D images, and I'm eager to use my knowledge in image processing alongside with my other skills to contribute.
Okay. So, can you talk about your favorite subject in university?
Oh, my favorite subject is actually machine learning. I'm very curious about how to help people by predicting their disorders in voice and also in other aspects as well. In my school projects, I actually did some analysis in predicting whether people have prediabetes or not, and also I actually self-taught on YouTube, and I've learned some web scraping skills for me to initialize some personal projects to do that as well.
Okay. So, can you talk about the most difficult time you encountered and how did you deal with it in life?
Sorry, can you pardon?
Can you talk about maybe the most difficult time or moment that you had in life and how did you deal with it?
The most difficult time is when I was an intern in Citibank. Actually, I'm doing pretty badly, and once a member in the stock team asked me to generate an ad hoc report for them for the upcoming campaign, and I wrote like 600 lines of SQL code that day, and in the next morning, my supervisor actually told me that, oh, you actually did nothing. And she actually said that people ask you to do something, you actually don't need to do that. Always have to think about reason why. You have to know that in your perspective, you have to make profit. You need to make the company profitable and generate more users and make the users to rely on the online service instead of going to branch. And the stock team member actually asked me to generate some stock data about which stock is the most bought and sold in the last month, and actually it is not useful for the customers, and no one would care about it. And I just realized that, oh, actually, I always have to reason why, and it is more beneficial to the company, and I also educate the stock team and other teams as well when we're collaborating with them. And I think I can also apply this knowledge into different aspects of my life as well. And yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, if you can have a chance to have dinner with a historical figure, who would you like to have it with?
I think I would like to have dinner with I think I would like to have dinner with F.A. Hayek because I study economics and is a famous economist, and I would like to have dinner with him and talk about like the recent studies about and the recent findings on economics about the peanut and butter. It is basically about like when about the microeconomics thing and the demand and supply curve changes alongside with the macro.
Okay, thank you. So, do you have any question for us?
I would like to know that in your company, because it is a startup, right? And so I would like to know that is there any other members that have the knowledge related to statistics and also the machine learning stuff?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, this is the end of the practice. So let's quickly talk about your performance. How do you think about your performance?
I feel like I'm kind of nervous
Yeah, what
because
made you feel nervous?
actually I have never done an face-to-face interview.
Oh, okay.
Because even my job in Citibank, it is through Zoom.
Virtual.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is
So
kind
that
of
was back
nervous
to-
to stop.
That was
to,
back to
yeah, to talk
pandemic,
to,
right?
Yeah, it's kind of nervous to talk to an interviewer in this context.
So this was a good chance for you to get a sense of what it is. Okay. So why do you think yourself having such or being nervous when you are having it face to face?
I think it is because I does not speak English very frequently, and I get nervous when I talk to strangers as well.
Okay, but why your fluency should be like about the same, right? So why sitting in front of a screen? What was the difference between like speaking in front of a screen and speaking in like face to face when you're presenting the same content, you're introducing the same you were speaking in the same fluency?
I think it's still different to face a person just like
How do you feel differently?
I feel I have to interact with the person.
So in front of the screen you don't have to.
I just sell myself.
But you also talk interactively, right?
And it's just
You
ask
feel
me
more
questions.
safe,
Yeah.
like behind the screen.
Yeah.
So you feel, oh, okay, interesting. I'm jotting down some of your some things I show about you so I can individually take care of each student in class. So do you have the same problems actually in class? Do you feel like more when you're interacting with other students? Do you feel like also the same, like feeling more nervous than taking the courses online?
I think I'm the most nervous when I need to present in front of a group of people. But when speaking individually, even to an interviewer, it is already quite okay.
But do you enjoy like having face-to-face classes more or online, having the classes online?
Actually, it doesn't matter too much for me.
Okay, great. All right, so that's about your nervousness. Okay, so I think so something is just like psychological. So you know that you just need to deal with it and relax. Okay, I would suggest you thinking the interviewer is just a person you met maybe on the campus or on an occasion and you just talk instead of thinking it as a job interview context. That would probably help because you just told me that in class you had less problem and so you did not really have like you can still socialize with them. So excuse me, I think it's really the context. Okay. Excuse me.
And I also think that if I did more homework about the company and the job, and I'm more related, I have more knowledge and experience in that, then I will be more comfortable with that.
Okay, okay, good. And you were nervous, yes, and the self-introduction, I think you can introduce yourself a bit more. For example, you talk about interesting projects you were involved. So specify them, maybe. But you did a good job to mention them at the right beginning, so that aroused my interest to pursue questions on that. And I believe when you raise them in the introduction, that's your selling point too. Okay. So and also with suggestions using more precise language. I guess that's due to your nervousness, which affects the fluency and also the language choice. Okay. So when you state, it looks like that the major issue is not about the content for your answers. It's a little bit about the language, but these are all affected by nervousness. So number one thing that you need to deal with is nervousness. When you talk about your the behavior, when you talk the behavioral question, that was more about say your experience, difficult experience. And you talked about your experience at Citibank, okay? It's a good choice, but I think you can also practice using STAR method to structure your answer. You can focus more talking about actions, okay? So at last you asked a valid questions too, which is related to, which shows your interest in the position coming. So I think it's a valid question, okay? So I hope all these gonna help you a bit, and if you have any other question about job interview, always anyways.
I wanna
yeah.
know about the posture, like, should I sit behind or?
I think you look fine. You look fine. Yeah. Sit straight. Not really, but too. If you like keep leaning back, it looks like you are too relaxed or too laid back. Okay. Because when you sit straight, you show respect.
Show proactive.
Excuse me. Something. Sorry. What did you say?
Like I'm more engaged in the interview.
Yeah. When you sit back, when you sit straight,
And
number
my
one.
hands, I how to.
Oh, you can just put it like here on the desk. You can also put it under. Just let yourself move your hands naturally like the way you talk. Having some hand gestures is actually okay. Alright? But you're not doing this, okay, say, if you are like a boss. Instead, but you can also have natural body movement.
I would also know. I'd also like to know, like, when you ask me some questions about historical figure, how should I respond? Because I can't come up with a historical figure within.
Okay, so any person comes up on your mind. If you run out of ideas, okay, then just any person comes up on your mind, okay? Maybe you're gonna tell that, oh, I don't have any historical figure, but who ever alive pops up on your mind and you would like to have to do it. That can also help you to answer the question, because the whole point is to talk about why do you want to have dinner with that person. Okay.
Very much.
You're welcome. So allow some flexibility for yourself to play with the questions. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.